Hello everybody, my name is Ben and I'm a 1400, but only just. So I had a really good sleep last night, took some magnesium citrate before bed, slept 8 hours all the way through, woke up with a bladder the size of a bloody space hopper, but no matter. Got up this morning and played like a complete jelly brain. So let's do, if we can, this has inspired me. We'll do a 1400 to 1500 speed run, the jelly brain speed run or something like that. Because I've been playing like a complete muppet, like literally hanging my queen and rubbish like that in 10-minute games. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach this as though every game is life or death. Okay, we'll try and do might be like 12 games. Try and get back up to 1500. Okay, and I'm going to approach this in a similar way that I approach lessons. You know, when I have somebody like I had a lesson yesterday with a woman who's around 1000, and we really kind of picked apart every move. We picked apart the risks. We really looked at what our opponent was trying to do, all that kind of stuff. So, wish me luck. Okay, this is a funny one. So I'm going to play d3 anyway. Opponent's played e5 quite early on. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, I think so. My normal move here would be f4, but we're not going to do anything automatically. If they take, I get a piece out in the board, free development. They've lost a central piece, a central pawn. Okay. How can they defend against this? Well, this is like the Sicilian kind of approach, isn't it? You know, which is what they tried to do here to prevent me from playing d4 so that they could take with a wing pawn towards the center, eliminate my central pawn. I'm doing the same thing back to them. If they take here, it's not great because I get a free bishop developed. That means I've got 2 pieces developed. They've got 0. Opponent is great equalizer, rated 14-16. Well, hopefully this is not going to work out as an equal game. I'm going to try and murder you in cold blood. Okay, so let's say if I take, they take, then I have 2 central pawns and they only have 1 here, right? The other things I want to do is I want a castle. I mean, if I take, they take back, I play knight f3, I'm attacking an undefended pawn. They'll probably defend with a knight, but I don't see any reason not to do this. My plan is going to be knight f3, short castle, I'll get my rook onto f1 and then targeting f7. We have a semi-open f-file. This is now looking good. Look, I've got 2 pieces developed, right? I've got 2 pawns in the middle of the board. They've got 1, right? So I am ahead in development already, and I'm ready to castle. Look, see me castle. Okay, so they bring their knight out. So I've got 2 pieces developed, and I've castled. They've got only 2 pieces developed, and it's white to play. This is good. So the question, as always with the Grand Prix attack, is where's this bishop going to go? It generally goes either to g7 with a fianchetto, or it goes to e7. Having said that, they've already pushed h6, so I mean, I'm definitely thinking about ideas like this at some point. So I'm going to play queen e1. c3 is a move that I will quite often play. Hopefully as well, we'll find homes for these kittens in the next week. I can pick up all the poop in my office and maybe okay, the bishop's come out to d6, look. So I'm thinking about this already. And what I like about this is queen g3. I'm attacking this pawn, right? One way to defend the pawn is the short castle, but that doesn't work. Why? Because he's pushed h6, and I have bishop takes h6. This pawn will be pinned if he castles. Now the other thing that he could do is knight h5. Now I could take out the knight if it went there. So how about this? How about knight h4 with the idea of knight f5? That's really nice. I think I like that. Because this comes with an immediate threat on here. I'll probably play queen g3 if I can. So now knight h5 isn't on because it loses the knight, yeah? And my bishops are starting to exert a bit of influence over here. Am I worried about this move? Sometimes I worry about it. I think I might play c3 if he doesn't do this immediately on the next turn. If he does do it on the next turn, what I'll generally do is drop my bishop back to d1 to defend this pawn. And it looks kind of weird. It looks like undeveloped, but remember, it's a bishop. Bishops are hyperspace beings. They can jump across great distances in space and time, right? And now c3 will come, and it's like knight shift. Get your furry tush out of there, and you have to retreat. Okay, I'm not worried about any of this. This knight can't do anything with great. Like for example, if he takes this pawn, I take with a queen. It doesn't defend the knight. But I have this. Anyway, I'm attacking his knight anyway. So I think this is his idea, right? With this move. So he's just moved his bishop. He's moved it there, and now he's moved it back. Okay, so now I'm coming in. Now I come in with a knight. That might have been a bit of a risk there I took. And he's got an issue now. Because he's got that, hasn't he? Now, if he pushes g6, two attackers on this pawn. look at how much. Ooh. Wow. I was about to say, look at how much influence I've got over the board with all but one of my pieces still on the back rank. And that is fascinating. It really is. So, okay, he's given up the bishop pair. He's given up the bishop pair. If I take with the pawn, then my queen's looking at e5, which is currently defended. I could actually pin the knight and then even take e5. If I take with a rook, is that good? I don't know. Take with a rook. He's got no light squared bishop, obviously, to harass my rook. If he pushes a pawn, I might just drop back. Yeah, you know. I mean, I like e takes, but I think rook takes and rook back to f1 is not a bad thing. You know, this is a concession. And he's still not castled. And my bishops are still entertaining evil thoughts all the way from this side of the board. But at least they're on the right side. You know, they're both on the queen side. Therefore, they are looking at the king side. Bishops kind of cross-eyed. They look across the board, being diagonally inclined. Okay, let's start to think about maybe knight and I'm going to use this knight if I need it. I'm attacking this pawn once. I do have ideas of this. Also, bishop to b3 is not a bad thing, particularly if that king has... Hello. That's funny. This bishop has now moved 3 times. So he's adding a second defender to this pawn. Okay. Talk to me about this. Okay, here I eliminate the knight. Doesn't work. So what does he do? Again, I think we can just recycle this plan. Yeah. Knight there isn't playable. Bishop takes knight. Castles again isn't playable. Bishop takes h6. Look at these guys. Okay, and there we go. We have ourselves a concession. He's hitting the rook. I think I'm just dropping all the way back. This knight is under fire. It doesn't have that or that or that or that. So even a move like queen f3, queen f2. Okay, wow! 1, 2, 3, 4 moves for that bishop. That bishop is doing all the defending right now. Okay. My instinct is it's time to bring the horse up. Here. Well, puts another attacker on there. Okay, let's engage horse. Engage horse. I'm thinking c4. And don't tell me you're going to put the bishop back there. Please. Right, maybe he's lost his bottle and now he's decided he has to long castle, but that would put paid to that idea. Because ain't no pawn that can block. That bishop can't block, the knight can't block. In fact, the knight can take the bishop. So scratch that. But, hello, if he castles, notice the king and queen are both going to be on the same diagonal. I think therefore it would be worth a rook sack or exchange sack followed by this, and that wins. So, I think it's time to improve the knight. But I don't want to put it here because I want to be able to sack the rook. So I'm going to put the knight here with two attackers on there. But then it actually provides my opponent with a problem because he's got to think about defending this pawn. But maybe I'll just do this. But it does improve the knight. I think it's a good move. And I'm not going to hang everything on the possibility of this move. Okay, but it's on. See, that was the risk. The knight was covering the g4 square. If you take now this, and he took 4 seconds over that last move. I took a minute over my previous one, but then I was planning what happened next. Wowzers. Do I just take this pawn? Because then I could maybe take this pawn. I don't know. So he's played this to prevent bishop g4. And he's lost himself a whole knight with that oversight, you know. Ooh, no. Well, yeah. Hang on, here. If knight takes and queen takes knight, I'm up a pawn. He takes rook, I take back. I'm down a pawn, effectively. And there's no need. There's no need to lose this rook. The question is, do I want to take this hanging pawn, or do I just want to retreat the rook? I don't see any danger, really, for the rook. So let's say we take there. Look, 10 minutes, guys. Look, mum, no hands, you know. 10 minutes. Also pins his bishop. You know what I mean? And I've still got two attackers on there. So again, still got 10 minutes. 10.5 minutes. Loads of time. What can he do? I mean, he contests the open file. I trade rooks. Can he block my rook off like this? No, I'm going to take it. Apart from anything else, it undermines this pawn, which maybe undermines this pawn. And this pawn prevents the pin on the king, you know, the queen winning pin. I'm threatening this. I don't have bishop takes this. But I'm also threatening this now, which then puts two attackers on that. Horrible position. So, we're starting to answer the question, what is the difference in 1400 and 1500? Well, taking a little bit of care. Bishop out here is also a thought. Remember, this bishop's still pinned. That doesn't unpin it in any way whatsoever, right? So bishop here, attacking, but also this, you know? This knight takes, queen takes. Can this bishop move with check? No, it can't, because the pawn's in the way. So I win me a pawn, this, and queen takes, don't know. But I think this looks probably simpler. Yeah, I think. So this is what we then do. If I do this move, what's my opponent got? Right, he takes, you lose your queen. It's simple, you know? Everything's just kind of neat and self-contained. There's no, it's not a super sharp position, not from my perspective. It's fraught with risk from Black's perspective. He's got pinned bishop, he's got an alignment issue with the king and queen, you know? This is the problem, this pawn, I don't know. At least he noticed the pin, he noticed it. But the problem is that because it was just another pressure point that I was applying, he had to respond to it. And so he ended up playing h5, which maybe isn't what he wanted to do, you know, so it's all good. Okay. Huh. This is a move we did not really consider. I think what I'm thinking is just drop the rook back. Queen also defends it. I think that strikes me as a very decent move from opponent here. I can just drop the rook, say back to f2, with possible ideas of just doubling up. This bishop's defended. If I take there and he takes my rook, I take a pawn in front of his king. Let's just drop the rook back. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss principle. Okay, opponent is 4 materials down, so he does not want to be trading pieces. He's got 2 defenders on here now, I have 2 attackers. So I'm thinking something like this. I like bishop a4, pins this knight onto this rook. If I take the knight and b takes, it's goodbye king safety on that side, you know. Or even bishop b3. Ooh. He beat me to the punch there. I was saying bishop b3 and then that move would check. Discovery on the queen. Doesn't look too good. Bishop b3 now. Is there anything else evil the knight can do? Not really. Should I just trade off? Should I just simplify? I'm up in stuff. If queen takes, I win this pawn. He's got rook takes, he's got knight takes. My knight is solid, it's on a defended square, like that. This pawn is defended only by that. Okay, we have rook takes. Thinking now this. If I take this knight, he's got queen takes. So I'm thinking this, rook a, f1, and just trade off, force a couple of rooks off the board. Keeping it simple. And the key move here was really that capture. You know, setting up the pin threat, which is now obviously not on because he's moved the king. Okay, queen back to there. Huh. That is a peculiar move because if you look at what I just did, right, I set up a potential discovered attack against the queen and he's done this. So, for example, surely that pawn simply hangs. What am I missing? Then I get the knight and then... I think what he's doing is actually maybe defending that... What? You've lost your queen, dude. This knight is pinned. So now I can win it, right? He can take here, but I take back. And the knight's a goner. And the whole position collapses. There we go. And I just beat a stronger opponent. Rated. So now I am the master. Good game, good game. Okay, so how do we think we played that? Am I playing back up to 1500 level? We shall see. We shall see. Oh. Sweet Jesus, not a single inaccuracy. Well, I think this sleep business is opponent played 1600. 2000 blood. 2200 in it. 2200 carat. That was mint. And the middle game, I played brilliantly, sir. My accuracy in the opening was a mere 95.4. My accuracy in the middle game, apparently was better, but worse. Go figure. But, I mean, there's nothing to review. There's no lessons. We have one brilliant move, obviously. So, there you go. The life or death speedrun has begun. Thank you for watching. See you soon.